Hello everybody, Max Scoville here for IGN with Jonathon Dornbush. A lot of people last year complained about Sony's E3 presence. It was somewhat lackluster, but it's sure to blow this year's out of the park because Sony just announced that they're not doing E3, period.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. They officially said, I have the quote from PlayStation itself, they're exploring new and familiar ways to engage our community in 2019. And as the industry evolves, SIE continues to look for inventive opportunities to engage the community. PlayStation fans mean the world to us, and we always want to innovate, think differently, and experiment with new ways to delight gamers. As a result, we have decided not to participate in E3 in 2019.
Now, does this seem like they're going to double down and do another PlayStation Expo, PlayStation Experience?
Yeah, I mean, so they announced also that there was no PSX in 2018, which was a surprising thing and I think disappointed a lot of people, but Sean Layden talked about the fact that they don't really want to have that show and bring everyone together when they didn't have enough to show. And I get that, but now next year, if they let another full year go by to when the next PSX theoretically could be in 2019's December, that's a long time to remain silent. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do something earlier in the year, maybe like their own sort of PSX again, but earlier in the year.
Now, we've been hearing lots of rumblings about the possibility of a new PlayStation on the way at some point. Are they possibly making room for like a big PlayStation 5 announcement?
I mean, that could be the thing. We've been talking a lot about whether or not the next generation is going to take off in 2019 or 2020. As this news broke, it's the same day as the 5th anniversary of the PS4. 5 years used to be sort of like the limit for a console cycle. Last gen sort of disproved that a lot, but as we're kind of getting toward the end of it, a lot of people are looking ahead, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get a lot of PS5 news next year.
Now, we've had 2 E3s so far that have been open to the public. It's becoming much more of a fan-centric convention-type event, but it still has its kind of the roots of a trade show, which makes much less sense in the ages of sort of Nintendo Direct and having direct-to-community types of events. What do you think this means for E3 as an event?
I mean, I think we're going to see E3 and the ESA really try to keep adapting what that show is. They mentioned they actually had a press release today also announcing like our partners and things for 2019, and they said they're going to continue to evolve and try to adapt toward esports and a lot of other opportunities that engage the community. They're going to have those like behind-the-scenes conferences and hour-long talks that they did at the Coliseum. So I think that's going to be how the show grows into being something different. So a few years down the line, I don't think E3 is going to serve the same purpose as it has for the last, however many years. But I think PlayStation is going to probably try to maybe test out some Nintendo Direct style things. I wouldn't be surprised.
That could be very cool.
Yeah.
Now, I think a lot of people are going to hear this and be like, oh, Sony doesn't have anything in the works. Is that remotely true?
I don't think so. I mean, obviously we know Death Stranding, Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima are all coming and on the way, plus Dreams, Days Gone is early next year, and all these other little things that are coming out in between, plus whatever else the other studios are working on. Obviously, God of War 2 has to be happening, Horizon 2 has to be happening.
Yeah.
Even if those are a few years away.
And the cool thing is, if they're not doing this at E3 at a big E3 conference, they're not fighting for exposure. If they put this out in the middle of, I don't know, February or something and have a big PlayStation Experience type event, they're the only ones people are talking about.
They get to control that message.
Exactly. So obviously we will report any further developments as they happen. So for everything PlayStation, E3, and video games otherwise, keep it right here on IGN.